Hey everyone, so today I want to go over hip pain and lower back pain. Do you struggle with some of this? Today we're going to go over the QL muscle and the psoas major. What do these two muscles do? Well, let's first start simple. Your QL muscle. So your QL muscle is part of your it's often called your lower back muscle, but actually it is a internal abdominal wall on the inside of the back here. So the origin point is going to connect into the top of the pelvis right here. I'll give you a better view of it soon, and runs up into the 12th rib, the floater, and goes over here, inserts. Now remember one point, a lot of diagrams will show that the QL is actually the edge of the rib. It's not, it actually connects right here and goes, and don't worry, there's not a screw in yours, hopefully, but that's how I put him together. So, connects here, L1.
Next insertion point.
L2, L3, and L4 for the QL muscle. So, and then it comes back and connects here. What does this muscle do? So the insertion pulls toward the origin, don't forget. So that means this hip is gonna get pulled up. Hip hiker syndrome, have you heard of that? So the other muscle we're going to go over is your psoas major. It goes into the transverse process again. L1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then goes all the way down. Now remember, also has some connection points here for the iliacus, but we're going to go down here into the inside of the femur, right here. So its job is to pull this leg up to the chest. And then also, if your legs can't move, so like if there's a bar on your legs and you sit up, it's going to activate this muscle as well. Let's start with your psoas major and let you see what the action of this muscle is going to do. First things first, its job is to bring this leg up into its chest. That's going to involve this muscle right here. So, as you see right here. Now, a good test to see if for someone is to see if their hip flexors are weak and not necessarily need to be stretched. Because remember, if you have a weak muscle, the chances are it's also very lengthened. So you don't want to overstretch it. One way to find out is we're going to practice just going up, bringing our knee to our chest, just like that. One leg and two leg. The hip flexor. So what also happens in this specific movement is the opposite leg that you have on the ground. That hip flexor is also stabilizing, just like your QL, that muscle to hold you up. So a lot of people maybe start tilting and tipping and can't hold their weight, and that is because of a lot of stabilizers that are not strong, thus ending up with lower back pain. So a simple thing, like I said, you can get next to a wall so you can hold on and then raise up and down and up and down, just like that. And if you can't do it that way, another way to do it is actually to sit down and to just practice bringing your leg up, leg down, just like that. And the other way, I'm on all fours, I'm bringing my knees to my chest, just like that, one at a time. So there's different exercises that will activate the hip flexor muscle. The next one is an interesting one because it's like a reverse way to activate that psoas muscle. So if you were to have someone and they're blocking his legs from moving, they're holding them down, and Steve, my skeleton guy, were to come up and do a sit-up, that's also going to activate that muscle as well. So, and it shortens when you do that. So next, I'm going to show you something and this is the reason a lot of people's hip flexor gets shortened and tight. And this is when they do need to start stretching, and that's because they're sitting all day long, and this is what happens. So most people, when they're sitting, they're not sitting up straight. They tend to, when those stabilizers get weak, they'll tend to do two things. One, they'll hunch down. And what is that doing? That is shortening that muscle like that. So guess what? what happens when they stand? When they stand, it's hard for them to come up because that muscle starts lengthening again, connects to the lower back, and it's going to pull on it, causing those lower back pains. And it will also, if you have lordosis, make it worse. The other thing is QL muscle. So the QL muscle, we tend to hunch this way or hunch the other way. And that is going to cause, if I'm doing this side over here is getting lengthened. And guess what? When I'm shortening here, I bet you we're here feeling it over here. And what happens is we're asking the therapist or massage therapist to work on that side. Well, the problem with that, the other side is the shortened side. So as a therapist, you're really going to want to know which muscle's being shortened and which is being lengthened. So that's also a way you can tell if a QL is weak or tight, or weak or shortened, because a lot of times, like I said, if it's lengthened, it's probably weaker. So if I'm this way, this side's weaker, so it needs to be strengthened. So that's going to be a good way to help your client. Now, there are a lot of ways to work on the iliopsoas muscle and the QL muscle, but we're going to focus on a couple that I really like. One way, what I like to do with clients, if they sit a lot, definitely. So I'm going to grip into here. Grip on the inside of that bone, and you're going to usually hit the iliopsoas. You can't obviously get to it over here, but you can actually slide here and push down into it. And then I like to have their leg in my hand and push, lengthen as I'm pressing into the muscle. So kind of work out the tighter area. You can also do is have them activate this muscle. So I can press in and have him actually go forward with his leg. And that's going to help as well. So when he pushes like that, shortening that muscle, and I'm going to put a little resistance at the same time. It's going to really help loosen this up. Another way you can stretch this muscle, holding the top of the quad and lean, and you can actually press into the hip bone on the back where the piriformis is, and lengthen at the same time. Next, we're going to go over QL muscle. The QL muscle, it only connects here, right near the pelvis on the inside right here. So when you're working it, you're going to want to press into these areas, and you're going to want to open this side up. How can I open this side up? Definitely the shortened side that we mentioned a minute ago. I'm going to reach his arm above his head, and I'm going to put my forearm right there into that muscle, pushing into the pelvis and pulling his arm that direction, which is going to have him take deep breaths, opening this section up, which is going to lengthen it and cause the other side to feel a lot better. That's a great way. The next way you can do is when they're face down, you can actually bring this knee out further, kind of like a figure 4, so like this, and get your fingers like this, go into here and grip and pull, grip and pull, lengthen that. You can push and pull at the same time, lengthen, push and pull, push and pull, push and pull. All those feel really good, and it's going to loosen that up, causing the other side to actually not feel as bad. So you can get a little bit of a view of where the muscle is. Right there. Connecting there through the pelvis. So all this area will hunch him sideways if it gets shortened. It's not pulling you down as much as it's pulling it up. So that's what's going to shorten and causing it to cause issues with the other side, because it looks like the one leg's higher than the other one. Next, what we're going to do is what's called more of a Thomas test, and this is a really good way also to help either lengthen this muscle or show you how tight it is as far as the psoas major goes. Lay on your back. Right now, engage your abs, bring your knee to your chest, and now if I'm really tight, this is going to be up here. If I can lay way down here, it's going to be, it's not tight at all. So that's one way you'll know, is this tight or not. Next, same thing on the other side. Pulling up. If this is way up here, that means that muscle is too tight. I don't sit a lot at work. I'm a massage therapist, so it doesn't get too tight on me. But a lot of people tend to hunch forward or lean and hunch forward, and that's why people can't bring their knee to their chest. They can't sit up very well. So I would really focus on, if this is you, strengthen your stabilizing muscles, the QL muscle, strengthen your psoas major muscle, and then any of the other core stabilizers. That way this is strong, so it can hold you up so that you're not hunching. If you catch yourself hunching, I would recommend while you're working to wear a back brace. That, not a super crazy one, but just something to remind you to hold yourself up. So I don't know what y'all think about this. Those are the two lower back muscles that I think cause a lot of the pain that we have in our lives. So if you work on these and let me know what you think, please hit subscribe and follow and share with your friends, and don't forget to comment. And y'all have a great day, and God bless.